Hello and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be comparing the two last Beatles albums that came out, and that was Abbey Road and Let It Be. Now, a lot of people out there think that, Abbey Road was like their masterpiece alongside of maybe like Sgt. Pepper and all that, but as far as the last two albums go, I prefer Let It Be. And now this is for reasons that you have to take their whole career into account when you're comparing these two. So technically, on a technical forefront, definitely Abbey Road was more well produced, maybe a little more fine tuned, definitely a little more fine tuned. But when you look at it from the perspective of what a Beatle record really was, most of the Beatles' career, you got to understand that we got their recording career from 63 up to 70, 62, kind of 61 if you count when they were with Tony Sheridan and all that. But most of the Beatles' careers, going back to the 50s even, they played rock and roll music, and, they were a stage band. They weren't a studio band up until Pepper. So while you had a few albums that were studio band, like, Sgt. Pepper, Magical Mystery Tour, Yellow Submarine, even, you can count that, White Album, Abbey Road, most of their career was spent playing music that could also then been played on a stage and toured with. Now, that is, in a sense, the original idea behind Let It Be, or as originally was known as Get Back. It was going to be some TV show where they would play some songs live. You can hear in some of the outtakes that they were working on trying to bring in some tracks from other albums. They were like Strawberry Fields was messed around with, some stuff from the White Album. But at the end of the day, they were trying to create something that could be played live again, which is made even more evident when they played on the rooftop, and they played, I'd say about half the album. Let's see, right around at least, 2/3 of the, or not 2/3, at least a third of the album was played there on the roof. Something that you could never have done with Abbey Road. And to be honest with you, out of all the songs that are on Abbey Road, It Come Together was played live in 72 by John. Something was, I think was played live by George at least once. I don't know all of George's concerts as well as I know Paul's and John's. But some of the other songs, most of the other songs never were played live. Here Comes the Sun was played live, definitely by George. I've seen that one. Since then, in more recent years, Paul has done the medley at the end of Abbey Road live. But it was never something that they could have done live quite at that time period, which is where this comes back. And I keep shuffling these around. But this is one of the biggest reasons why I like this. This is a more raw, this is more them. There's less studio magic being applied. It's more of who they were. I'm somebody who loves outtakes. I love hearing the demos of songs. I like hearing the process of how they were written, how they were adjusted over time, how different parts came to be. I've heard so many versions of songs, especially from this, because of how much was made available from all the filming they did. But I've also listened through the Lost Lennon tapes and heard all his outtakes and stuff, which included stuff from this period. And you start to realize that they had a lot of material being written and practiced and developed during this era that actually kind of shaped the way for the next couple of years, especially with Lennon. A lot of his stuff off of Imagine and Plastic Ono were from this time frame. Some of it got changed around a bit. But this was a huge period, which technically most of it came before this one. Except for they did some polishing up, and I think they did one of George's songs after the fact. But for the most part, Let It Be was recorded before Abbey Road. And, I still feel like it was just a more true to form, the way that they always were in their younger days. And the songs are more fun in my opinion, my favorite song of all time out of any band is from that album, One After 909. And I know what you're saying. It's not like it's not a big hit. It's not some song that most people even know. But for me, for whatever reason, that has always been my favorite song. And, it's on that album. Maybe I'm biased because of that. But that's why I personally think that Let It Be is better than Abbey Road, because it really showcased who the Beatles were as where their roots were. I mean, even One After 909 was one of their earliest songs that they ever played, and even tried to record back in the days, back in '63, that it just got put off. So that's another point to make by my point of saying that this is more their roots, because it literally is one of their first songs ever being redone now, or now as in 1969 and '68 and all that. So let me know what you think. I know most people are going to say that Abbey Road is the better album, but if I had to pick one of these to listen to, I'd say give me Let It Be. I have listened to the remasters and the Let It Be Naked one, where it was, a lot of the Phil Spector aspect was taken out, which I could say made it sound even more raw, and them in certain aspects had less orchestration on certain songs, but they did also polish it in certain places. They added and they took away, so you kind of get like a half and half. They made it more original, and yet they didn't. I honestly, the best way to listen to Let It Be is to watch the Get Back sessions and get them in the studio and see what it sounded like as they were rehearsing. I think the studio version of Two of Us was... It could have been a really good song. I know the final version we got was really great too, but, I guess I could go on all day about the same points, but that's why I'd listen to this over this. So let me know what you think, and have a good one.